The movie opens up with a beautiful girl named Carola and her boyfriend of 2 years, Stefan, on a beach. They are currently enjoying their last day of vacation in Kenya, Africa. Stefan asks his girlfriend if they can go visit a town called Mombasa. Carola tells him that she wants to spend their last day on the beach, but she eventually gives in to her boyfriend. On the ferry, she sees a Maasai warrior, who is a tribe man, and instantly feels attracted to him. When the couple arrive at the town, Stefan decides to go get some pot from a shady dude. The shady guy tells the couple to follow and wait for him in an alley, but soon, the man appears with 2 other thugs. The couple realize that they are robbers and quickly run away as the 3 robbers give chase. As Carola and Stefan are running away, they run into the Maasai warrior again, and he easily scares the thugs away by his mere presence. The Maasai warriors then escorts the couple to the ferry to keep them safe. When the couple return to the city, they unfortunately miss their bus to their hotel. The Maasai warriors see this, so they decide to offer them a ride back to their hotel. At the hotel, Carola invites them for a drink to thank them for all their help, but Stefan starts arguing with her as he doesn't want to spend his last day with strangers, and wants to spend time with her. However, Carola is adamant about spending time with the warriors, so she goes alone. At the bar, Carola and the Maasai warrior, Lemalian, start dancing, slowly getting closer with each other. Just then, Stefan catches them close and instantly get mad at Lemalian. Carola quickly takes her boyfriend away before the fight can escalate and bids goodbye to her crush. At the airport, the next morning, Carola gets second thoughts and decides to not go back with Stefan. The couple gets into an argument where Carola tells him that she wants to stay behind and explore the Maasai culture more. A frustrated Stefan then leaves alone while Carola heads back to find Lemalian. At the bar, she finds out from some fellow Maasai warriors that Lemalian has gone back to his village, so Carola makes her way to the said village. On one of her pit stop to the village, she meets another foreigner, named Elizabeth, who is chosen to live in Kenya after she had also met a man. Elizabeth warns Carola that if she were to stay in the village where Lemalian is from, she would have to endure harsh conditions as there is no access to water or electricity in that part of the country. But despite hearing the warning, Carola does not heed her advice and continues to ask her where to find Lemalian. Seeing there is no point in trying to convince her anymore, Elizabeth then tells her that she has to wait for Lemalian to come find her as no one is allowed to go to the Maasai village without an invitation. So Carola stays at Elizabeth's home to wait. After 10 days, Lemalian goes to find her and the both of them instantly feel an intense connection towards each other. The two soon start holding hands. After spending the night together, Lemalian takes Carola to his village. He introduces her to the members of his family and takes her into his small home. After hanging out with his family a little, Carola decides to find Lemalian, who is hunting. She sees her now boyfriend drinking the blood of a hunted goat and gets shocked by the culture. She then goes back and waits for Lemalian to return. When he does, she tries to cuddle with him, but Lemalian pushes her away, as it is against his culture for a man to be intimate with a woman when others are present. The next day, Carola finds out about more cultural differences, such as women aren't allowed to undress to take a bath in front of men. Later, a customs officer comes to find Carola in the village, where he tells her that foreigners are not allowed to stay with the Maasai tribe unless they are born there, married to a resident in the tribe, or have a special visa. So in order to stay longer, she and Lemalian go to the city together to get an extension and the special visa. When they arrive, the couple start having some alone time with each other and their love soon grows stronger. But one night, as Lemalian goes to buy food in a store, Carola faints outside. Lemalian quickly finds out she has malaria and goes to treat her. After she recovers, Carola decides to buy a truck and together they drive back to the village. They then take Lemalian's family out for a trip in the truck, but just then, Lemalian's mother starts scolding him for letting a woman drive as a man should be the one leading all the time. With no choice, Lemalian takes the wheel, but soon crashes the truck. This angers Carola, so she starts scolding Lemalian, making him leave. Realizing she overreacted, she quickly drives to Lemalian and apologies, and they all head back to the village. As days pass, Carola's visa runs out again, so Lemalian asks her to marry him, to which she agrees. However, she tells Lemalian that she has to go back to Switzerland, her home country, first to say goodbye to her family and to settle some personal affairs. With no choice, Lemalian lets her leave while Carola promises to return. At Switzerland, Carola's announcement of marrying a tribeman causes her family to be upset. Her family try to warn her that she is making a big mistake, but she doesn't listen and insist on getting married. The next day, she goes to close down her clothing business and returns back to Kenya to marry Lemalian. On the day of the wedding, Carola puts on a traditional white wedding dress, while Lemalian is in his warrior garb, and the two finally become husband and wife. The next morning, Carola wakes up and sees the women of the village circumcising a young girl. Shocked by this, she calls Lemalian over to try to stop them, but he doesn't do anything and says that it's tradition for a girl to become a woman. Carola leaves upset with such a disgusting tradition. Things soon start to become worse when Carola, who is now pregnant, decides to open a shop to sell food and drinks. But Lemalian doesn't like the idea, as women in the village are supposed to just stay at home to take care of the family. They soon get into an argument, but suddenly, one of the tribe's people finds Carola and brings her to a pregnant woman who has collapsed. Carola quickly asks the people around for help, but they don't assist her as they think the pregnant woman has been cursed. Carola eventually gets the woman on the truck and she quickly heads to the city. However, the truck unfortunately breaks down and eventually, the child in the mother's belly passes away, leaving Carola sad and traumatized, finding her new life hard to adapt. After a little while she finally starts her shop, and because of her business experience, her business flourishes. But Lemalian starts to get bitter of his wife's success as he feels he's no longer the provider of the family. He also starts feeling jealous of other men as Carola is always smiling to the male customers, making him feel disrespected. One day, Lemalian confronts his wife, thinking she is cheating on him. Carola tries to convince him that she's not cheating on him, but Lemalian doesn't believe her and storms out. The couple's relationship soon gets worse when Carola finds out that Lemalian has been giving away free food and drinks to all his friends. She tells him that the shop is a business and that he can't keep doing that. They soon get into another fight and Lemalian leaves. One night, Carola goes into labor and is rushed to a nearby hospital in the city to give birth. Luckily, she successfully gives birth to a healthy baby, and the couple celebrates this joyful occasion back in the village. The next day, Carola goes back to check on her shop, but she finds out that her shop has no more products anymore due to Lemalian's constant generosity. So the following days, she starts being strict with Lemalian's friends and doesn't allow them to have free stuff anymore. Lemalian tries to stop her, but she doesn't listen to him. As months pass, Lemalian slowly starts feeling he's no longer the man in the family, as Carola is now a successful business owner and he is just a helper in the store. One night, he loses it and calls his wife a prostitute as he thinks she sleeps with her customers to get them to buy from her shop. They soon get into a heated fight, but other men from the tribe stop Lemalian before he can do anything worse to his wife. The next morning, a still frustrated Lemalian cuts off his hair and dresses in modern clothing, and finds Carola. He asks her if she respects him more now, since she is always smiling at other men dressed like this. A man then walks in and he immediately thinks the man is sleeping with his wife. Luckily, Carola manages to stop him and a frustrated Lemalian leaves. Later, back at the village, Carola tells her husband that she wants to take her daughter to Switzerland, let her family meet her, and he agrees to it. As she leaves, Lemalian starts getting suspicious of her when Carola asks him to sign a form at the immigration center. Being unable to read, he questions his wife about it, but she says it's nothing, so he eventually signs it. He asks Carola to promise him to return back to him, and she promises. She then boards the bus, but just before she leaves, Lemalian says that he knows she won't be coming back anymore. Carola doesn't say anything and leaves. The movie ends with Carola shedding a tear as she leaves her life with Lemalian behind forever.